Yo, I got Curtis Armstrong's autograph. Let's talk about toys. Alright, welcome YouTube. This is part 2 of my series of videos about toy collector, toy historian Mark Bellomo's series of books. Specifically his ultimate guide books to toy collecting. This one's a Transformers one. This is the first edition. It's got a different cover. The inside has slightly different pictures, but all the text seems to be about the same. I like this one because it's got that sports flicks. I forget what the hell you call that cover. See how Optimus transform. So let's get into it. Here's the back cover with Megatron. I think I saw it on eBay. Going price right now is probably 20-25 bucks, so it's a cheap pickup. And trust me, you'll be flipping through this thing endlessly. They give a history lesson of how the toy line came to be. You hardcore guys probably don't need that, but if you're new into Transformers, this is really cool. It goes back to, basically they were just imports from Japan. The Diaclone and Diacron series, and Hasbro went to Marvel Comics and said, hey, give us some names and backstories for these guys and we'll sell tons of this stuff. And they did. What I like about this, not the fact that it's divided by years, it gives a brief history of what was going on every year with the direction of the action figure line was. Unlike the Star Wars book that came first, I mean, because they didn't have stuff like this, but it gives you their statistics from their spec cards that came on the back of every one of their boxes. Little character descriptions. A little background history on these guys. I love this. I've literally flipped through this thing for hours. All the different variations. Well, I knew every early Transformer, all their names, easily. Because that was my stuff. But the post-movie stuff, I always found them really hard to find on the shelves. I only had a few stuff. I think I had Cyclonus, and I got him probably like 2 years after he came out. I had him as like a Target Master. Because I took a break from Transformers collection. I guess I took a detour with Mask and wrestling figures back then, but this really goes in, it really gives me a perspective on like the later years with the more obscure stuff. Like these. The Pretenders. Lots of figures I really wish I was collecting back then, but Transformers were kind of hard to get then. It's not like I was playing sports. I don't know what the hell I was doing not buying Transformers. These little mini guys, the Micromasters, these. This is a big selling point for the book for me. I get to see all this stuff that I didn't know existed. I think it's basically my guide to hunting stuff down on eBay now. It's like my Sears Wish book. It's like, ooh. I didn't have these guys. I think I gotta go hunt them down. Look at little Grimlock. My question about this book is, where did they get all the pictures of all these figures in mint condition? Was it the author's own collection, and he happened to have just every single figure ever? Even this obscure stuff from way at the tail end? Or did they go to Hasbro? Where they have like some sort of museum of this stuff? I mean, this is crazy. It's literally everything from the entire figure line up to 1990. Kind of hard to show a book, so I'm realizing this. But you get the backstory of Metroplex. Every little piece you could have lost. They have it detailed. So, if you ain't complete, you gotta go to eBay. Probably pay an arm and a leg for a little missile. You have a big box of Transformers. Whose gun goes with who? You say you had that little guy. It's like, well, what the hell did that go to? Ah, you gotta look him up. You knew he was a Transformer. You didn't know what part went to what. Like all these guides, they have the suggested how much they're worth. You know, mint loose, mint in box, mint in sealed box. Stuff like, I never ignore it because you never know the going rate on eBay now. You might even pick these things up cheaper. It might be extremely off the charts expensive, but it's kind of a rough average. You know, of course it says that Fortress Maximus is going to be worth like a ton, the most expensive thing you'll ever buy related to Transformers. So, if you didn't know that before, you're going to know that now. Weird thought about this book. You see how it's a picture and then the white background? So that means they took the picture and then had to cut out the white background around it with like Microsoft Paint or something. Probably something better than that. They probably used Adobe. But there are hundreds of pictures in this book. Somebody sat there and did all of that. Kind of amazes me. Kind of a stupid thought, but I'm kind of interested in the craftsmanship of how the hell they made this book. Like, of course, the thought is, hey, I can look up all this stuff on the internet, but this is one of those things where you really just want a book. You want a book, you want to flip through it. You need this. I don't think I have to tell that to toy collectors. I mean, we want stuff, we like stuff. A book is neat stuff. It's like a big giant pack-in catalog, but not just for that year's new figures. This is for the entire line of Transformers. The good stuff, the G1 stuff, the 84 to 90 stuff. You need it.